So here's my teeth. I had to get a mold, and I was gag reflexing. I remember when I got this done, I was really hard, and I have gum disease. My teeth are bleeding, and I have gum recession, and you have spent about $1,000 total, and through monthly through Western Dental, and it will clean your teeth so that you have better smelling mouth when you wear your face mask and working. I went through years of throwing up with my autoimmune. They'd have to heat up my bags so I would freeze up in hospitals. And some of these nurses don't even know how to inject an IV. One of them was really young, and I remember I wasn't doing too well, and they had to put lots of medications in my IV. I got so used to pain that I didn't really care about the pain anymore. It was for you get tolerant to it and you get used to it and at an amount of time. Like when I went to Grace Christian School, I was homeschooled and my grades went up and down. I have Bell Junior High and San Diego SCPA. My GPAs went up and down to 2.86, 2.83, 2.40, 2.14. Math, I got D, English B, Algebra F, PE B, Physics C, Library Practice A, English B, Theater Dance B, Physics D, Library Practice A. I entered in October 11th, 2005. I got Literature C, English C, Geometry F. I didn't do well in math, algebra, usually C, or chemistry D. I didn't succeed because I had lots of disabilities, and my sisters didn't have this. I did, and I struggled. And for some ways, there's a way, I always passed one way or another. I don't know really how. It was pretty much a miracle that I passed by. I'm like, wow. It's funny. It's Grace and Paradise Hills on which I'm completely opposite, which are inborn problems. And reading, I got good. Written language, good. Oral language needs improvement, probably because I did reports and didn't do too well out in front of people when you're in the second grade. Mathematics, excellent, right? Wow. I got excellent? That's a surprise. I must have been mathematics, excellent. Am I looking at this right? Wow, that's different. Social studies, good. Art needs improvement. Homework, good. Home reading needs improvement. Book report projects, good. Begins work promptly, good. Completes work on time, satisfactory. Works independently, satisfactory. Follows directions, satisfactory. Listens attentively, excellent. Does neat, careful work, satisfactory. Behavioral classroom, excellent. Playground behavior, excellent. Respect others' rights, excellent. Use of time, materials has improved. Study habits have improved. Positive attitude, support from home is appreciated. A pleasure to have in class. A positive role model. Wow, so I actually did well, Emily Dolores Cellini. And I was, I remember Yvonne Harper was the principal. And, wow. I'm surprised because it went up and down, up and down. It was kind of unpredictable. And I had a lot of stress and distress. At the time I was about like 7 years old, I was baptized. I was having a lot of oppression problems. Yeah, I already from the time I was very young. I related to royalty, and a lot of royalty aren't really Christians and Freemason kind of people. Like, yeah, that's probably why. But I grew up decent, but the area was a little bit on the rundown side. I remember meeting up with two professional belly dancers through the MySpace. They saw my MySpace page and knew that I was a dancer. And one of them was a professional. She got all kinds of trophies, and she was like really into like, she's real thick, kind of real like hourglass figure, but she was into like burlesque and belly dancing. And I remember she wanted to meet up at my house, and we practiced in the porch, and she taught me how to position my feet right so it looks good, you know, when you're on the ground. And I didn't really know all that, so I wasn't a professional belly dancer, but I didn't have a car at the time, so I could not continuously go and see them and continue with it. We practiced at Balboa Park, I remember. But one of the belly dancers told me that at La Palapa's market when her aunt was held up by somebody, and it's like I didn't really know how bad the crime rate always was, but I had it kind of like a feeling and kind of a know that there was high crime. I mean, as a kid, you bike rode and you went and on your scooter and you just did your own thing, but you kind of had a feeling like you knew there was something there that wasn't right. I would go to the pizza place a lot of times alone, and or the little marketplace alone, the Dollar Tree alone, and I would do it a lot and frequently, and I was really bold going bike riding for hours, and I was as fast as lightning. I was really fast, so I could never like talk to anybody on the side of the street really. I wasn't really like just moseying. I was more of a high speed bike rider, and I go to the parks for several years, and I did that a lot in my younger years, but I went through a time period of hospitalizations a lot, and that was a big change from that to that, including my handwriting got really bad, and I had to learn to handwrite again because my handwriting was awful for this job, and I had to take people's orders, and I had to learn how to write better and my penmanship and practice. And it was all a matter of a process of getting back to it, and also my voice is all strained and stressed from the years of stress. There was a girl that I didn't get along with, one of the, not the belly dancers, this is another girl. Around this time period, I knew her, and there were a lot of different trials and tribulations with that in that area where I grew up and knew her, and it is a more rough elements. And at nighttime, I would have dreams of, it was like a market, it was like a farmer's market, but with a bunch of occultists out in the street selling stuff from Mexico. And I would, at night have dreams of this. And there's a lot of bad stuff that goes on there. I was like floating up. That's kind of like how I was like more of like a capturing. I'm more of a countess of capturing little things and little flashes, but it's real brief and it's real subtle and not real long. What I see, it's like a flash of it and then it's done and over with. I can't really describe it. It's hard to describe this sort of a thing, right? And there was a lot of stresses involved with that, and my body went through different roller coaster rides through the years of what will go on in my area, and would see a lot of the people involved in. And Mexico has a lot of occult, and Mexico has a lot of like Santorians and all that. It's a big community out there. It's big, very big. I used to go to Zorba's and I would eat at the buffet there. I'd usually get lamb. No, I'd order lamb and I'd go to the buffet too, area where all you could eat buffet, and there's belly dancers there. And I kind of had a feeling and a know that I'd be associated with that for some reason. I didn't know everything, but you kind of got an idea. And I was only like 14 then. I remember I would eat at the buffet there. I'd eat lamb and pita bread, and it's Greek food, and then eventually I met this belly dancer girls years later. But things just broke up. My body went through so many different trials and different things, and I had to learn how to write again.